role of the adjudicating authority. Role of adjudicating authority here is to give this compensation, and it decides, considering the frequency of such conduct, what is the unfair advantage which a person has drawn through this, how repetitive is the default. Based on all that, the compensation is computed by the adjudicating authority, which is a civil remedy under the IT Act. The powers have been increased under the IT Act from the initial times when adjudicating authority could not execute its own orders, but now it's possible. Now, as regards the cases, if you see the Indian cases, main cases under cyber law, there have been many cases, but the most important ones being here Shreya Singh's case last year, which struck down section 66A of the IT Act on account of unconstitutionality being ambiguously worded, and therefore it was prone to misuse. The test to determine obscenity was also been laid down in a number of cases by the Supreme Court, but I think of late the principle which is the court is really propounded here is that one has to have a reasonable responsible reader test. One cannot go in with the contemporary society test simply because internet is no more limiting a particular culture or a mindset to a particular border jurisdiction, but it is cross border, it is trans border, and therefore the roles in the society and the law which applies to such a society needs to change. Therefore, the court upholds the responsible reader tests in the even by the Supreme Court. Now, when we talk about determining jurisdiction in online cases, then there have been a few cases which if a foreign party is involved, for instance an outside party is involved and an Indian party sues the outside party which may be having a server in US, will that particular company be liable to submit to jurisdiction of Indian courts? The question is this, and such a question has been answered in the affirmative by the Indian courts, especially in the banyan tree case. If you see the case of Pasikov, where the courts have held that if that company is deriving and getting its business through targeting Indian users, the effect of it is here, whatever work is being done and the targeting is happening here, then definitely that company is drawing profits from this business and it needs to be liable to the Indian courts. Now, when we talk about say computer related offences, now there have been very many cases in this direction as well. The tampering of source code, for instance, in Syed Saifuddin case, there have been very clear pronouncements that when a tampering is taking place, if a source code has been tampered by a company to make its commercial profits, it will be prosecuted under section 65 of the IT Act. And for hacking also, there have been a few cases, especially with regards to, we have seen this happening with regards to data thefts and particularly employer-employee frauds, where an employee has been found to run a parallel business while he is still working for the company and stealing away data which is proprietary nature to the company. And there have been few cases of such nature as well, where hacking has been the main focus. And as we all know, this is a crime under IT Act. There have been increasing reports and more number of investigations happening and more cases being decided in the computer related offences arena as well. Cyber frauds are certainly on the rise, and when we talk about cyber frauds, the latest reports of the National Crime Records Bureau, if you see them, 81% rise in cyber offences. 38 cases being registered in 2015 compared to 21 in 2014. So, they are on the rise, certainly they are on the rise. And if you see news reports, you will find fraudsters spinning, virtual web, 81% rise in cybercrime cases in 1 year. There have been cases of cyber stalking. There have been cases of the Nigerian attacks, or as we call them as a 419 Nigerian attacks, wherein phishing attacks are happening and a lot of financial frauds take place, and many times we will see that a lot of money swindled away within a fraction of a second once the net banking or the credit card details have been compromised. Credit card frauds, lot of prosecutions happening, and even people being arrested and convicted for such offences have been reported in press and media. And lately there was a 3.2 million debit cards being compromised, which was quite shocking news, and we see this has happened and affected a number of banks, reputed banks in the country, and this is quite alarming in terms of cyber security. And I think financial sector is now moved to geared to actually enhance its technology and further invest in the protection of data of their customers. Blocking of web pages. Now, as regards blocking, it is an important thing to block an objectionable page for security of a particular individual, for instance, and number of defamatory suits have been filed for defamation, and that has led to blocking of certain pages, and the famous cases being Vyakti Vikas Kendra and Nirmaljit Singh Nirula versus Indie Jobs, where foreign websites have been directed to block objectionable pages, and that has also been the orders have been passed by the High Court. There are various apps available which you can use, and one of them being our own app, which is app on cyber awareness, and that's called IT Act and Cyber Law India. You may also see there's a book on cyber laws by myself, which is Computers, Internet and New Technology Laws. You can also use this as a handy resource for this course. And another book, Protection of Children on Internet, authored by myself again. You can probably look at the area of POCSO and IT Act closely in this particular book, and various other resources like a YouTube channel called Cyber Law India, and as I mentioned, the app Cyber Law India is also available. You can use this as well. And with this, I think I would like to conclude. The idea is of this module is basically to explain what are the various threats which prevail in the cyberspace today, and how we need to safeguard ourselves in terms of data, in terms of people, and protecting our nation at large and its crucial systems to secure it in a better way. And it is definitely something which involves a multi-stakeholder approach. Securing a nation at all levels, technical, empowering people through trainings, and increasing the efficiency of our law enforcement teams, ensuring the trainings are imparted, the courts are set up in the right fast track mode, and investigations happen in a very efficient pace. This is what is required to gear up our cyber security systems in the country, and a very close networking between police stations to actually share data and enable them to effectively handle any kind of cyber security incidents. This is going to be deterrent to the criminals. It's very crucial from that particular perspective. Now, in the end, I just want to say that I just wish you a lot of luck in the exams, and best of luck for your exams. And in case you have any queries on this module or any kind of questions which pertain to cyber law or in general, or on cyber security or cyber crime, please feel free to write to the online forum, and I will be very happy to answer them. Thank you.